I'm in this neighborhood and I get a compliment from a white woman who said it was good to see that I stuck around. And that's when it it really struck me and this is 2016.
Scotch Porter.
What's up, good people? My name is Jason Rosario, and I'm the founder of The Lives of Men, and I'm also a Black dad. And I'm here joined by two incredible individuals, and we're gonna have a conversation about Black fatherhood. So I'll let them introduce themselves.
My name is Sean Williams. I am the founder of the Dad Gang and Random Acts of Dadness Incorporated.
And my birth name's Daddy, and I'm not a dad, but I'm an artist, a filmmaker, a musician, and a comedian.
Daddy. You're not a dad.
No.
But tell us about your name, because that is your real name.
Yeah, that's my birth name. It's on my ID. It's what my mom named me. It came from her little brother. That was his nickname. And my parents are from the Congo, so it's not father in English. Also, a funny story is it was supposed to be D-A-D-I, but my dad wrote D-A-D-D-Y because he didn't know how it was spelled. And so that's how I became Daddy.
So I want to ask you both, because this is something that oftentimes I struggle with in terms of my own identity as a father, and that is that the value that is placed on us is usually based on the amount of money and the material things that we bring to the table.
Right.
Not necessarily the emotional aspects and the wealth that we bring to that. But how have you, in your experience, seen fathers show up that's not necessarily monetary or financial, that's still as valuable?
My dad was a very patient human being with me. As much as he could be, strict or instill guidance, he can also be patient and supportive and willing to learn about things that he doesn't know about. Like anything that I get interested in, he wants to learn about it. Instead of saying don't do that, he's like, I'm gonna learn about it so I can help guide you with that as well and support you there. And so for me, I'm like, support, because at the end of the day, that's what a child wants to be. As much as a child needs to be told what to do, they also want to have some kind of confirmation that what they like and what they're into matters.
Yeah. Right. How are you taking a different approach to your fatherhood style, and what new things are you learning that you're implementing on a daily basis?
Well, my approach to fatherhood was extremely different from my dad's. And I think for a lot of, especially Black men who came from a household where our parents may have been West Indian or, came from another country that didn't show a lot of affection and those things, you start to realize that was a very limited way, to approach fatherhood. I can't remember my dad giving me a kiss. And it got weird as I got older, but when I had my son, I kissed this kid all day, every day, and I could see, what the affection does for him. And it's sad when you see a dad limiting himself to just financial support. You know what I mean? Like, I say all the time, I feel like a father could do everything but give birth and breastfeed. Yeah. You know what I mean? So why even limit yourself to something as minimal as finances? What if you don't have a job? What happens now? Like, does the title of a father go away?
So what do you think? How did you see your father growing up, and in terms of what he would do for himself so that he would then show up fuller for you?
Man, it's funny because I feel like my dad, growing up, I wanted him to do so much more for himself because he's such a selfless human being that he would put his family first, put his kids first. And I think now I'm at a point in life where I feel like I'm just constantly telling him, stop worrying about me, do for yourself, find your hobbies, go, what do you like, I know you want your kids to be, stable and this and that, but at the end of the day, it's cool seeing him at this point of life where, I'm an adult, my brother's an adult, we're out of his hair, and now it's he's a teenager, not like a midlife crisis type teenager, but he's at this stage of life where he's going back to figuring out his interests, doing, taking time for himself, just living again, because, so the biggest joy for me is now seeing him go back to being an individual again, not just a dad.
I don't know about you, Sean, when did you first become aware of that negative black father stereotype, and how did that affect you?
It wasn't until I became a dad and had my second child. At this point, I'm like settled down. I bought a house, and I'm in this neighborhood, and I get a compliment from a white woman who said it was good to see that I stuck around. And that's when it, like, you know, it really struck me, like, and this is 2016. So I'm saying it's years, you know what I mean? Like it's 2016 and she's complimenting me for simply just sticking around for my child, which I was highly offended because I'm an active dad. So at that point, I think it was just a thing for me. Like now I really know that this, no matter what they see us as, it's always gonna be a thing where that stereotype is sticking to us black men, even if we're good dads.
So I want to come back to, who are your role models?
You know, I think I took something from everyone. Even my dad, or if you have a dad that wasn't that active, you're gonna learn something from him, whether it's what to do or what not to do. So while my dad and I weren't close, it made me think of, when I become a dad, I know exactly what I wanna do because I wanted that relationship with my kids.
How do we create space for our children to emote and express their emotions?
I think by first, again, taking care of yourself and understanding that you need to express your emotions, and that will be an example to your kids, allowing them to express theirs. You can't sit down and cry and just tell them to, you know what I mean? So I think first is by leading by example.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. And I know, again, you have a 16-year-old?
16-year-old daughter.
And I have a 19-year-old daughter.
Oh, yes.
And so my daughter knows everything about me. She knows when I'm sad, when I'm happy, when I'm anxious, because my strategy, whether it's flawed or not, is that if I let her into my world, she'll let me into hers over time.
Yes.
And I think slowly but surely that's what's happening. I mean, we were just talking about this. Our daughters have become our homies now.
Absolutely.
Right? And so I think that to me is the coolest thing. My daughter calls me, Dad, what are you doing? I'm coming through.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I got a date actually. Right? You know, those are the types of conversations we're having. But I think it's to your point about really showing them what that's like. And there you have it, folks. So thank you so much, Sean. Thank you so much, Daddy. I appreciate the conversation. And again, signing off, my name is Jason Rosario, and this is The Wellness Edit.